We know even now, even in Michael's Hall of Fame speech, he was throwing daggers at guys.
He was taking prisoners. And it was distasteful. It was unbecoming. It was unbecoming. And you know what? I'm guessing that he's unrepentant.
CLNS History is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
But LeBron reached 39,000 points. So he's going to break 40,000 is the feeling. Here's a guy that has played in 1,435 games in 21 seasons. Now, Michael, who we compare him to, and Celtics traditionalists like you and myself will also talk about Russell in the conversation as the greatest of all time. But Michael played in 400 less games, right? Mm-hmm. So when you talk about the points, you really can't compare the two. But I will say this. I'm going to enter this into the discussion. When we have had the argument, who's the greatest player of all time, LeBron James or Michael Jordan, longevity's never entered into the discussion, at least with me.
Okay.
Now should it?
Well, see, there's multiple layers to the discussion. Anytime you get into G.O.A.T. In any, whatever it is, could be music, could be cooking, could be, but in sports, let's stick to sports. You're going to have layers because not all positions are created equal. Not all careers are created equal. Everybody has certain personal preferences about what matters more to him or her in evaluating a player or a team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In basketball, you've got peak value, to throw in there, I think, as well as longevity. On sheer longevity, what LeBron is doing, there's two people that had remarkable. All right, let's start there. Who's the greatest basketball player of all time if you go on the following criteria? The greatest career of achievement from high school through professional. There's only one answer.
It's Russell.
No, he was nobody in high school.
Oh, really?
Nobody. Well, that's why he went up in a local school thanks to a recommendation from an alumnus.
Well, he got two NCAA.
I know that, but I'm talking about the whole career.
Okay,
the
all right.
The greatest career, unarguably, is Lou Alcindor / Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I should have gotten the numbers ready. Let me tell you this: he lost single-digit games in high school and college. All right, think about that. Right. He lost single-digit games total in high school and college, and he was the reason. Starting the sophomore year at Powell Memorial High School in New York City. Okay, he wins 3 national championships. Nobody else has ever done that at UCLA. He goes and he wins 6 MVPs and how many make. All right, he's the great. His career is the greatest. All right, I'm throwing in high school now. The second greatest career thrown in high school, but now LeBron doesn't have a college career, so he's not. So saying if I want to have that discussion, LeBron can't even be in it. So that's all right. Put that on the side. Now we're talking. Let's get back to the NBA. The longevity thing. Kareem had a great amount of longevity as well. He played from 69, 70 until 88, 89. He had a long career. And then that accounts for his final total. You got to give LeBron credit for being incredibly productive at this age and still as good as he is. He's kept himself in marvelous shape. I do not take that away from him.
LeBron James, plus I think controlled the ball a little bit. Here's LeBron, couple of steps to score. I think Mays got a little bit intimidated at that time as he looked up and it was number 23 right in front of him.
It isn't necessarily less effective. It's all these years later, he can still kind of get what he wants on offense, just does it a little differently.
Well, here he is, Mike, doing that, getting to the rim and the scoop and the score. And he's moving up on Drexler on the steals list.
LeBron's going to have all these career numbers based on the longevity. Now it comes down to the skill range. And with LeBron versus Michael, bigger, stronger, better rebounder, better passer, than Michael Jordan. Okay. I'm playing for my life tonight. No question. I want Michael Jordan.
I do too.
A better competitor. LeBron is a nicer person on the court. Yeah. I'm serious. And maybe you are too. And I keep going back to the difference between the two. And this is my little patented thing. I want this on my gravestone, okay? A couple of things I want on my gravestone that he said. And this is one of them.
Write them down here.
The reason they each got to the top of the mountain, as they each have in their own eras, took Michael to learn how to share. Michael Jordan, in the 87, 88 Michael Jordan, is not making those passes to Steve Kerr and Jim Paxson that later won John Paxson, that later won championships. He's hogging up the shot himself and maybe taking a bad one. He doesn't trust his teammates, Okay. LeBron, and once he began to trust his teammates, the championships came. That's my theory. You can argue against it. LeBron doesn't win until he finally accepts the responsibility of being the best player on the floor and acting accordingly. He flamed out against the Celtics in 2010. I initially rejected this notion, but I had to come to believe it, that in 2011 against the Mavericks, he basically didn't really want the ball the way he should have. And that he shrunk in a moment. There was some catharsis after that. I don't know whether somebody got to him or he finally figured it out himself. That since then, that's not an issue. He knows when to take over, how to take over. He's known that now over a decade, and the championships have come in various uniforms. So when he learned to be assertive and accept the responsibility of being the best player and acting accordingly, but in Michael's case, he believed he was the best player before, all the time. But that doesn't mean that you still have four of the guys you have to account for. And if you go back and study LeBron, and I keep going back to that film, that documentary, When We Were Kings, it was made about him in high school at St. Vincent St. Mary, and it traced them through their high school career. Everyone in the world knew he was the best player, and he knew he was the best player, but he was a team guy always. He was the great thing about he loved playing with them is these are kids that he played with from like fifth grade that they won national state championships, two of them with him and his friends. He liked that camaraderie. He liked that. He was a team. It's always been about team. It's not about, and people don't give him enough credit for that, isn't it? Because some people, because of the decision, what the decision was 2010. For Christ's sake, get over the decision. It was stupid. He shouldn't have done it. He's made amends for it. Let's get over it, huh? What's he done bad that people there should even be any LeBron haters? I don't see it at all.
No, he's a wonderful fan.
He's a beautiful basketball player to watch play basketball. He knows how to play this game, and he plays it with his teammates. And I'm still glad he's around.
I do too. I think it's a debate that'll go on and on and on. I'm with you on the Jordan thing because we know even now, even in Michael's Hall of Fame speech, he was throwing daggers at guys. I mean, he was taking prisoners. Taking prisoners and it was distasteful. It was unbecoming. It was unbecoming. And you know what? I'm guessing that he's unrepentant about it. Oh no, he makes.
I don't think he feels any need to apologize. He made himself feel good that night.
Yeah, no. I mean,
evening scores. But see, that speaks to what I was saying about the nature on the court.